Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Perry with Premier Guitar here in Nashville, Tennessee at the Exit Inn with the dudes from Power Trip today. I'm very, very excited. This is Blake Ibanez, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Ibanez.
Love it. Right on. I'm excited to do this. I'm actually a huge Power Trip fan. If you guys haven't heard them, it's all the best things of thrash and hardcore all smashed together, and I can't get enough of it. So let's start. Let's talk about guitars, man. This thing looks scary to play next to you on stage.
Yeah, this is a RR1. Don't know what year it is. I got it used because it's a pretty expensive guitar. But I just kind of one day was like, I better get the best kind of the best model of the guitar I play, because once you play like ones that aren't as great or whatever, then you realize that you want to sound the best you can.
Totally.
So it's pretty obvious.
And you're doing a lot of trem work. Like you're bending the shit out of those strings, so you're gonna need something that's gonna stay put for you.
Yeah, I mean it's just made really well. These custom RR1. It's just got like a really nice fretboard. I think it's ebony, and then Floyd Rose, which I've always used. It's kind of all I know how to use. But yeah, it's just made really well. It sounds great. And these guitars, at least in my experience, the cheaper ones tend to. They don't have quite as much body just when they're like have a smaller shape like this, at least in my experience. And this one, it's just made really well. It's a little heavier, so it's got a lot of girth, you know what I mean? So it's
probably got a more substantial piece of wood.
Yeah, you feel it. You feel a lot more. It's a lot bigger. It has a more presence to me at least. So, cool. But yeah, I love it. It's a little beat up. It's been on the road a lot, been used a lot. So. But it's hanging in there. And
rocking the Lace sensors, huh?
Yeah, this is a company that we actually all use, Lace pickups, and they're great. They kind of approached us a while back, and I didn't know a lot about pickups. I still don't really know a lot about pickups, but these drop-in gains that me and Nick have both been using for a long time they sound really good. I think the big difference was that they don't use batteries, So we were always, before that we were using active pickups that used batteries, and it was just annoying to have to change them and stuff. And, we got these and they sound great, and they don't use batteries or anything. They're passive, and they're really sharp, really clear. And the stuff we do at this point is like, the less mud and the less stuff around the tone or whatever is better,
Sure.
Everything sounds better that way.
You need kind of a precision.
Yeah, it's got to cut through, and like, especially with everything we do a lot of stuff on single string, so like, the low E, we're just kind of chugging on that a lot, so, you want that to be as tight as possible, so yeah, they're great, they sound awesome.
Speaking of low E, I absolutely love that you guys follow the thrash tradition of tuning in standard.
Yeah.
Is that something you've always done, or you just didn't want to deviate from
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we started doing it when we put out our demo. We were always doing that, and then we went down to E flat for I think our first EP. We did that in E flat, and then just decided to come back up. And then ever since then we've been in E. And yeah, people ask us all the time because they just can't figure it out. Like people will be playing our songs like. In videos, and they're just kind of like always going back to the second fret, because they just can't we play in E just to set the record straight. So yeah, it's just I like the feeling of playing in standard tuning. I mean, it's not as easy to write riffs in because when you're tuned lower, I think everything sounds a little heavier. You know what I mean? But I think that's maybe one thing that sets us apart. Not that we were the first band to play in E standard, but not a lot of people do it anymore. For that reason, but I think you can be really heavy and
totally. That's what I was
standard tuning
getting at. Like I've had fights with my friends. It's like tuning to me doesn't denote heavy.
Right.
It's a rhythm part. Like for me at least, I don't know because I'm an old hardcore kid, so the rhythm for me is more important. But so E standard. But what gauges are you running on there?
Oh yeah, so we play 942s. These are Ernie Ball super slinkies, and yeah, I mean. Like we played on 10s for a while, just because that was, we didn't know to go lighter, and then once I guess at some point, I had known about 9-gauge strings. I knew some people that played on them, and then I met some older guys from different bands, like one guy, this guy Mike Dijon from Breakdown and stuff, old hardcore bands. He was like really telling me to to go to nines. And then, you know, the more research I did, all the bands that we like and listen to, the old 80s bands and stuff, pretty much all played with light strings, especially this kind of stuff we do with the riffs and everything. So we switched to nines, and ever since then, I can't see myself going back now. Once you play 10s now, and it's like, whoa, and then some guys play like 13s, you know, so.
Yeah, but they can't be bending like you are.
Yeah,
like, you're wailing on that thing.
Now, especially when you play, like a lot of the guys, you know, like Gary and Exodus and guys that we've met like recently, they play like, they might have a heavier gauge low because they're in like a D standard or something, and then their high strings will be light. So they'll have like, you know.
You bend on the high strings.
Yeah, easier. I think like a 1052 or something.